Blessings, blessings, blessings in favor. How's everybody doing? It is game time. Yo, we coming up on that time, and I'm your man, Pastor Coach Ron Pitts. I am known as the Game Time Activator, and I am purposed and assigned to empower the underdog. Get off the bench, get off the stands, get off the sidelines. We bring you into the virtual locker room and we build you up one word at a time so that we can activate you for your game time. I'm excited about today, man. This is about to be a really dope experience. This is what we call our media day, day two. Man, we are 2 weeks away, 2 weeks away from our Game Time virtual conference, the new season. Right about this time, we literally should be. We will be in our second day with probably about two or three speakers left, man, as we get ready to climax this thing. So, one thing what happens in sports right before the season kicks off, they have this thing called media days, and the whole purpose of media days is to bring the coaches, to bring the players, the MVPs, the stars, all of that to help stir up the season. This is where you get an opportunity, or the media gets an opportunity to talk to the coaches, where the coaches are really stirring things up for the season. They're getting people pumped. They're getting the fans ready. The players are ready. They've been in the locker room. They've been out. Out working on the court. They're getting things ready for the upcoming season, and I'm excited. I am so excited, man, to bring some amazing voices that God has anointed for such a time as this. And for those that understand about game time, this is where we have a conglomerate of some of the dopest, the baddest marketplace leaders, entrepreneurs, success strategists, coaches in the game. And I'm excited about that, man. And they're all purpose to go ahead and help shift our mindsets, to help get things rocking and rolling, to help wake our successful self up, to help slay some giants, to help us figure out ways to monetize. So I'm excited. I'm excited, man, for each and every one of these individuals that's coming forth today. So, some of them y'all know already. Some of them, this is y'all first time rocking out with them. So the first person we're going to go ahead and bring up, we're going to bring all up on stage. We're just going to have fun today and just rock out. So we're going to bring up my man. For those that's been sleeping on yourselves, we about to go ahead and wake your successful self up with my man, Mr. Felix Anderson in the building. What's going on, man of Vision?
Hey, how you doing, man? Of Vision. Great to have you. Great to be here. Listen, I'm just great to be able to see you once again, and I'm elated for what's getting ready to happen with Game Time.
Sounds like a plan, man. As always,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
You're
being in the
welcome.
building.
You're
We're going to go
welcome.
ahead and bring up our brother right here, Mr. Monetize Everything, Mr. George G Money Pitts in the building. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Man, I am excited, man. I'm excited, man, because y'all dropped gems last year. So I can't wait to see what y'all about to drop today. So, man, we thank you so much for being in the
Yeah.
building, man.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. We are going to bring our sister up here. For those right there that feel like you might have some blocks in your way, some giants in your way from keeping you from tapping into some stuff. This is the giant. This is the giant slayer right here. I don't know how many stones she's bringing today, but I know she's gonna bring some stones today to slay some giants. What's going on, Chris? How you doing today?
Hey, my brother, I am amazing. Listen, I am excited, always on 100. So, I'm ready to bring it. And I see my brother, Mr. Felix and George
Yeah.
here. So, it's about to be fire.
It's about to
Yeah.
be on. It's about to be on. I'm excited. I'm excited. And so, we can't have a game unless we have some announcers in the game, right? So, watch this. We about to introduce, man, our announcer for game time this year, coming all the way from my hometown, Pittsburgh, PA. Go Steelers. Okay, not last night, but go Steelers. Coming from my hometown. Y'all go ahead and give it up for Lisa Arnett. Y'all, what's going on, Lisa?
Hey, Coach Pastor Ron. Don't talk about the Steelers game last night. We're not going to talk about that tonight. I'm so excited to be here. Hello to everyone that I know from our clubhouse family and time. I'm just excited and elated and honored to be here amongst you all.
Well, amen, amen. Well, I'm excited, man, to have each and every one of these voices that are in the building, man. I know that this is our second year. This is what we call our annual Game Time Conference, the new season. And I just remember asking each and every one of you all, to come back. I remember we had it last year, and right after the conference, Felix, God said, "Yo, let's run it back." let's run it back. Let's run it back. And I was like, oh, hold up, God, you want me to run this thing back one more time? He said, yes. I said, what are we going to talk about, Christian? What are we going to talk about? He said, yo, he was like, everything you're good. Everything you did last year was good. You burst some new stuff. You hosted a conference. You did X, Y, and Z. That was all good. But then he said these magical words to me, but it's a new season. It's a new season. And one thing in sports, every year they come back with maybe a new team. I don't care if you had a championship. I don't know. I don't care if you lost in that season. Well, what happens is they always make preparations for the new season. And so I'm excited for you guys. And so I'm going to come around the room, ask you all a few questions. Let's have fun with this thing, man. Let's have fun. We on national TV. Let's go ahead and say it. We on national TV, and we about to do this thing. So, I'm going to come. Let's see here. I know when I reached out to you, George, I asked you about doing it again this year. So when you think of game time, what does game time mean to you?
Getting ready, the preparation. I'm a football fan, just like you, so preparation's over, two-a-days are over. All the things that you do in practice, everything that you ran in the drills, all that stuff's over. So you know what to do. Once you get the game plan, you know exactly what you got to go and do and execute on the field. So there's no excuses as to why you weren't putting up the block that you were supposed to, why you weren't running the play you were supposed to, why you weren't in the place you were supposed to. You've had months, days, weeks, years to prepare. Now it's time for you to get on the field and show what you've done. So that's what game time means to me.
That's what's up. My man, Mr. Felix, what about you? What does game time mean to you, sir?
I have to piggyback off of what George said, because for me, game time is all about preparation. I live by this mantra that the level at which you prepare is going to be the level at which you propel. And so I always like to, when it comes to game time, I always like to say your ready should always be ready, because even though you may not be in the game, you may be on the bench, your number may be called, so your ready need to always be ready. But the level at which you prepare is going to be the level at which you propel, and it's all about visioning. When the ball, when there's 5 seconds left on the clock, can you prepare in advance for what's getting ready to happen? When the ball hits your hand, are you ready to take that shot? So we must always be ready to take the shot and pace ourselves well. But that's what game time means to me. It's all about preparation. It's all about preparation.
It's funny you say that, because I remember, man, I think I shared this last week when I first started playing Little League football. Keep in mind, I'm used to playing out in the street with my friends and all that stuff at the age of 7. But when I got there, when I started playing, I used to always be that one kid playing on the end of the field in the dirt. The game going on up there, the coaches out there. And I'll never forget, my dad came out the stands, came and yanked me up by that face and said, boy, if you don't get out, quit playing in the dirt and stay close to the coach. And so you can always get your mind right on the game. So like we always say, if you stay ready, you're always ready. So
you're always ready.
You're always ready, man. Definitely. Giant Slayer, Krisha, what does game time mean to you?
Listen, game time is go time. It means it's time to run the play. When it's game time, it means that there was some preparation that was happening before, there was some equipping that was happening before, there was some mapping that was happening before, all my language, right? And it's time to run the play. So game time to me means time to go. After the equipping, it's time to get it done, run the play.
There you go. There you go. So we coming all the way to Lisa. What does game time mean to you?
Wow. When you first mentioned game time and I heard it, of course, I have to be me. I thought about what I do when it is game time, right? So I get ready for prepping for a game. So if a game is getting ready to come on, I got everything situated. I'm in place. I'm ready. I know it's about to be kickoff. Well, I'm a basketball fan with my shirt on. So, it's about, tip off. It's about the come. So I think about, you're getting it ready, you're getting in place because something is about to happen. Everything we've been preparing for, as Mr. Felix said, everything we've been striving for, now it's that time, right? But then as I listened to you talk about game time during our sessions, I thought, wait, it made a switch in me. And so it came from not me getting in position to watch somebody else play, but it was, it's game time for you. So it was like, oh, okay, now I need to get ready because I'm getting ready to be called onto the field. I'm getting ready to do everything that I had been planning for, So Game Time just had two different aspects for me. One, sitting in the stands and watching somebody else, but then the other one was, oh no, now it's time. Now it's time to put everything into action, put it all together and serve it.
That's real good. That's thick right there. That is so thick. I mean, you all literally summed up how Game Time even came about to me, how God gave it to me, how he impregnated me with the vision of Game Time. And just a quick synopsis, it was literally all of those years you're watching everybody else write the book. You're watching everybody else host the conference. You're watching everybody else start the business, and all you're in the stand saying, "One day, God, I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna write the book. I'm gonna start the ministry. I'm gonna start the business." And year after year, and I always say, "Do you know how many tomorrows have passed that you said today? I'll do it tomorrow." And I'll never forget on my way back coming from Alabama around Christmas time, coming to Raleigh, and God said these words, "It's game time." I'm like, huh? I'm looking around the car, where that coming from? And he said, either you put up or shut up. You've been talking a lot of noise, son. This is how God talked to me. You've been talking a lot of noise. What you going to do? He said, now it's game time. This is the year that is for your game time. And when we first even hosted it last year, it rocked my world. It really rocked my world, because this is what happened. We were supposed to have it in person last year. We were supposed to have it in person. And then the COVID numbers jumped up. And I'll never forget, it was 3 weeks going into, I'm having to make calls. I'm like, God, what do you want me to do? Numbers is jumping up. What do you want me to do? And he said, first of all, I was surprised that you even did it, that you even calling people, booking flights, booking hotels. I was surprised, because all of those other years you kept saying, and now you literally stepped out there. He was like, yo, this dude is really serious about this thing. And so that's what Game Time was all about. It was everything that we've been through over the years was to prepare us for such a time as this. And so, I appreciate that. So here's the question I want to throw out there for you all. When you were initially asked to speak at this, for this very moment, for this Game Time, for this year, what did you hear God say to you in ways that you can make a difference in the lives of those who would be in attendance? G, what about? I'll start with you.
The first thing is driving home impact. I think everyone wants to, when you think of, again, using just a sports analogy, you think of just going out there, shooting your shot, making the shots and winning the game. But you need to think beyond that. One of the reasons that we think about the greats is because the impact they had on our lives. We think about someone like Kobe Bryant, who's behind me, who's, his book's on my wall. Yes, he was one of the greatest players ever, but he made an impact just on the way he carried himself, his mindset, how he studied the game, running in full game speed when he was practicing, taking helicopters to, practice so he could be home by a certain time. That's impact, but then you think of someone else like a Vince Carter, very great player, very athletic, but you don't hear much about his impact. You hear about the dunks and the things that he did from a basketball level, but there's people that literally are studying his book, The Mamba Mentality, in the business and corporate world, in the investment world, because of the impact that he has. So me just driving home the thing, when you step on that field, don't just think about, catching the game-winning touchdown. Or when you step on the court, don't just think about hitting the shot. Think about the impact that you make and what led to you to stepping on the court and then stepping on the field. And that's what I want to drive home this year.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Lisa, what about yourself?
Well, the first thing, I won't say the first thing that came over me when you asked me to be a part of this, but as far as me making a difference, the first thing that came to me was dealing with the distractions. So of course I had to come from the professional development piece of the journey of that someone takes to get to the game. The journey that they take from draft day to the sidelines, to getting in the game, to how you handle winning, to how you handle losing, and dealing with those that they were in the game and you're wondering now, like, why aren't they in the game? Why aren't they playing? I see so much potential in you. I see you can do it, but maybe they had fumbled the ball. And so now they shut down. Now they're on the sideline with the towel over their head. They don't want to play anymore. No, coach, don't put me in. Don't allow me to play anymore. I messed up when I got in the game before. I didn't do well. The people are booing me. They don't like me anymore. And so I really, I just felt like the difference was just helping people deal with that distraction piece. Those that aren't in the game, what's keeping you from getting in the game? Why aren't you getting in the game? Let's deal with that. But then also, okay, those that are in the game, and how they're handling that when they no longer want to be in the game or they don't want to get back to the game. And so I think also the main piece is that this is not something that I read, and this is not something someone shared with me, but you can make a difference when it's been your journey, when it was you, and you know what those tears look like and sound like. You know what the person is feeling. You know those paralyzing situations that have a stronghold on their emotions, on their minds. So standing on the outside, telling someone to do something is one thing, but when they understand, you feel it, you know it, you've experienced it, then I think that they can grab a hold to it. And so that's what came to my mind, like, oh, I really want to help people deal with distractions in between these phenomenal speakers that we're going to have.
Amen. That's what's up. That's what's up. Krisha.
Hey. So, the moment that you asked me, it was an immediate yes. And it was an immediate yes because I really believe in relationship, and we've been connected a long time, right? I believe in protecting your mind in terms of growing your knowledge, protecting time, and leveraging relationship. So I live this prayed up life. So I don't have to say, you know what, Pastor Ron, I need to go pray about it and answer you, because I know the things that I have to commit to. And the moment that you asked me, it was an immediate yes. And it was an immediate yes because I live by principles of the kingdom. What I want to bring to those that are coming is I'm tired of hearing people say that they know their purpose, but they're broke. That's my heart's passion. My passion is really to take the people of God in the kingdom of God who are not living by the standards and the principles of the kingdom. There are standards in the kingdom of God, and there is no individual that should know their purpose and be broke. So what I'm bringing to Game Time is really helping people to learn how to protect your time, leverage your mind, and to also leverage your network. I believe your mind is the most valuable piece of real estate you will ever own. And there are a lot of people that don't own their mind. This is why they don't own their life. You have to build on this mind, and it is a kingdom principle. I have to refer to Bible, and I have to go to that account of the talents that we all, are familiar with, or maybe we heard it before. And it talks about one had 5, he doubled it, he got 5. One had 2, doubled, had 2. And the one that had 1, he buried it. And what the master asked him is very, very pivotal. He said, couldn't you have put it in a bank? Couldn't you have learned a system that could help you to multiply your talents? Even if you didn't double your 5 to 5, your 2 to 2, couldn't you have leveraged somebody else's system? Couldn't you have leveraged something else? I want the people of God to know this is a kingdom principle. It's not a world thing. You are not supposed to be broke if you know your purpose. So I'm coming to activate people in purpose, help them to leverage their mind and their network. And let's move from the purpose place to the prosperous place. That's my heart. My name is Krisha, and I'm complete.
Wow. If my pastors were here, they would say just say law on purpose. They would say law on purpose. Wow. You just said knowing your purpose, but broke.
Doesn't go together.
Wow. Well, she talked kingdom, Felix. So I'm gonna come to you with that because I know that's your language right there. That's the language of the new level, man. Go ahead.
My purpose when I got the invitation, there were 3 words that I heard. That was patterns, signs, and symbols. I know that you love the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I know how dear the Steelers are to your heart. And one of the things that I'm purposed to come and share with people is that you have to make sure that you pay attention to the patterns that's in the atmosphere, because you can't be a part of the team and not understand your route. You can't be a part of the team and not understand your position, because if you don't run your pattern, you're going to get in my way and you're going to cause me not to do what it is that I've been purposed to do. And then also you got to pay attention to the signs. There are times when life is going to demand that you call an audible. So you're going to have to understand not just what the signs mean, but you're going to have to make sure that you understand and pay attention and study the game, not just the game, but you're going to have to study that playbook so that when we call that sign, you can't be at the line thinking and talking about what does this mean? Because if you're in the game, you in the game for a reason. Then also I'm going to talk about the importance of symbols. Most people refer to the Pittsburgh Steelers with just the black and the gold, but they don't understand that the original had three different symbols: the gold, the blue, and the red as well. So a lot of people don't talk about that. So you got to be able to identify what the symbols mean, and you got to know what each color mean, not just because you're wearing the uniform, but what is the mission statement of the vision of the company that you're connected to. What is the overall vision of your pastor's heart or your leader's heart? Because if you don't understand what the coach want us to do, then you're on the wrong team.
We just let me just go ahead and call Pastor Donna, Tina, and David. We just go ahead and just kick it off right now. We just go ahead and get it all out the way right now. We just go ahead and get it all out the way right now. Wow, that was whew, that was thick right there. That was thick. Wow. Okay, give me just a moment here. Y'all doing it's y'all getting me too hard today. All right, so one of the things I wanted to bring you all in, you alluded to it earlier, Christian. I've been knowing you all for a while. We've been connected in some type of way, form and fashion, for a while. And one of the things I asked God, I said, God, who do you want me to bring? Even last year, which last year was good, but again, we on to the next level. And the words that I know we always talk about, getting to that next level. But I always wanted to be around people that brought an impact on my life, people that I trust with my life. And, individuals such as yourselves have unlocked what was hiding inside of me that I didn't know. That you all have locked your voices, your teachings, your push have pulled me from, I went from the stands to I knew I belonged on the team. So being on the team, sometimes you find yourself on the sidelines. And then, for you all over the years to pull me from the stands, go from the stands like, man, I wish I was out there. Wish I was a part of that. Then I was invited onto the team per se. But, sometimes people can get comfortable just being on the team. Don't get me wrong. Just the star quarterback, the star point guard gets the same ring as the water boy gets. And sometimes that water boy can be content with just being the water boy or just wearing the uniform, wearing 00, whatever it is. But yet the problem is when that person that's on the team doesn't realize that they're actually supposed to be in the game. I was watching the game last night, and they were about to kick an extra point. And all the players on the field was looking like, they kept looking to the sidelines. Next thing you know, you see the coach looking deeper onto the sidelines because they only had 10 players on the field. You can't play at your full potential, and the team cannot be at its full potential unless everybody's involved. And so many people want to hang out on the sidelines when you're supposed to be on the field. And one thing we learned last year, I'll never forget, and we'll move on, the revelation that God gave me when I was walking, George, was he told me to spell game time, GameTime. I don't know if y'all remember when he gave this to me last year. And this was right at the height of when the NBA players had did the little lockout where they didn't want to play due to everything that was going on. And God said, spell game time. It was like GameTime. What's the common denominator? ME. You can't play the game without ME. God says, I need you to execute this plan. And if you don't believe me, ask the NBA when those players held out in the middle of a playoff. Them players said, we ain't showing up. So much money was about to be lost. So much revenue was about to just go down the drain. Why? Because everybody didn't want to get into the game. And so when I think of game time, it's all about having the right people, the right voices, the right team around you to help give you the right words for making sure that everybody's in position. Because every position is very key to that next level. So, man, this is dope. This is dope. So, what do you go when you all say yes? Okay, we know what you all bring to the table. So, tell me, what is it about your gifting in your purpose on your life that can help push somebody else further into their game, Krisha?
So my main thing is really teaching people how to use knowledge. Knowledge is an asset, which means it has the ability to appreciate if you know how to work it. So since I tapped into really understanding that my purpose, I go through a process, I find my purpose, but my process is also a program. My process is products. My process is things that I can leverage now to bring resources into my life. This is why I'm so passionate about helping people to go past that. I know my purpose. I was created to do this. I'm a child of God. Because if we really understand that if you are on this team, you are supposed to be living a certain standard of life. I have to bring it back because the team has rules. The team, everyone is in the same uniform. The team, everyone has training. The team, everyone should have the same mindset. You should be exposed to the same teachings and the same principles. And I really want to help people to go to that next level, to understand how do I use my knowledge as an asset and not have it depreciate, but have it appreciate. How do I use this now to build a structure for my life? How do I go past just being excited that I know that I'm a child of God, but truly dominating on the earth and living as a child of God? That great God that people want to see is the great God inside of you. But we have to have some tangible proof of the great God that we serve. We should look like, we should resemble, we should talk like this great God. So I want to help people not just say, I know my purpose, I know why I was created, but to tap into that knowledge piece. You know, I'm passionate about course creation, and a lot of people have a myth about course creation and think that it stops there. I just put information together and it's a course. It is an actual business that has the ability to support your life, just teaching people your process. Just packaging your process into digital products, services, programs. You become a speaker. There's so many things that you can do using knowledge as an asset. And that is what I am bringing to Game Time. I'm excited. Once you're ready and you want to learn these keys, that is what the Giant Slayer is bringing.
Wow. See, the crazy part about it, nobody knows. I'm about to let everybody behind the veil. I did this in Bible study earlier today. I let everybody behind the veil. I took all the green screen and stuff down. So here's the thing. Out of all of our speakers, no one knows. I never gave anybody a topic. I didn't give anybody a topic, but everybody flows in their lane. I brought lanes. Ooh. See, sometimes when you operate in topics, you operate in a boxed in place. But when you bring lanes, that thing gets you from point A to point B. It gets you to your destination, gets you from your start to your finish when you bring lanes. Now, when you bring people that stay in your lanes, it keeps you on course. When you stay in lane, so again, using a football analogy, if you want to see a special teams play break down, get out of your lane. But as long as you maintain your lane, even in basketball, they tell you to drive the ball down the lane. Golf, they tell you to drive it down the fairway. So that's why we brought people here. So G, what about you, man?
Wow. So, man, that lane analogy messed me up. That messed me up. That was, that messed me up. But for me, it's really bringing in and driving home people understanding their value. The biggest thing that we see right now is, and this is something that I struggled with for a long time, we don't understand our value, so therefore we only do what people tell us our value is. So this is why a lot of times you see people who they're doing stuff that they don't want to do. They're getting up in the morning, doing something they don't want, and they're making money that they feel they should be making more of. And the simple fact is that they don't value themselves enough. Anybody that goes out and allow someone else to put a value on you, no one's ever going to put a value more than what they're willing to pay. So the thing about it is that if you're worth $1,000 an hour, but someone's only willing to pay you $25 an hour, the moment that you accept that, you just accepted someone else to put a value on you that you, and deep down in your spirit, don't agree with. One thing that people have to understand is I'm going to be opening up a lot of subconscious things with people, because sub means below. So deep down inside, people know they offer me $25 an hour. that's not really what I want, but I have to do it because this is what they say I'm worth. But because it's below, they don't bring it to the surface to realize, no, I'm not accepting this. I'm better than this. So it's me just telling people, trust your value, trust what you have deep down inside of you, and bring that to the surface. The reason that a lot of people gifts go to the grave with them is because they keep it below underwater and they drown it out because they never bring it to the surface to get air. So the thing about it is that I'm going to be just bringing in, teaching people their value, understanding what they know is something that they were designed for, and to believe the scriptures whenever they actually quote them.
Wow. So so it's too early for this, man. Y'all need to hold on. Y'all just hold tight. We got 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks. Lisa. Yeah, you. See, I'm gonna put you on the spot, Lisa. This is what I'm gonna do.
I knew you would. I knew I could not make it out of this session without you being coach. I knew it. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. You remind me so much of me. You remind me so much of me, and I know I'll never forget when God first put you on my heart to say, "Hey, she needs to be a part of this, some way, some form, some fashion." And again, as much as I tried to shake it, I couldn't shake it. And as I told you, you are the epitome of what game time is all about. And I'm gonna just give it these words right here. It's your time. It's your time. The backside of the desert experience has disappeared. It is your time. And so when we called you, I said she has something that she has to bring to the table. And so I want to ask you, what is it that Lisa brings to the table based off of your gift and based off of your talent, based off of your purpose, that you can help bring an impact to somebody's life on this?
Well, first, thank you, Coach Ron. I received that, and I'm humbled and speechless by that. Well, as I mentioned about the distractions, I know that is my passion, because I've seen, and that has been my program, and everything I'm trying to build with my business comes from, I know what it's like to get off track. And so, but the other thing is that when you brought up about the me and you pulled that out, my business is called Planning for Purpose. And so that is one of the things that God had showed me, is that many of us we've been given assignments and we've been given our charge and what to do, but we have not included Him in it. And so that's why the day ends. We have planners packed full of to-dos and lists and stickies. And I'm a planner connoisseur, color coding and stickies and the whole nine. But what happened was God showed me that at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month and year, many people are sitting and saying, I never wrote the book. I didn't get to write the book. I didn't get to build a business. I didn't go back to school. And so that my passion is getting people back to that heart goal, to include the assignment in it. Somewhere in all those to-dos, you forgot God. You forgot what He told you to do. You're still looking for more. God, tell me what to do. Could you help me? What am I supposed to do? What's my purpose? He told you. You just didn't put it in here. Okay, because you got what? You got distracted from what somebody else wants you to do, from where you're helping to build someone else's program. And we all have those seasons and still should always serve someone else, but it should never take you off track of what you're supposed to do. And so I just feel like one of the things is that when I thought about, again, going back to game time, me being the poster child, when it was game time, when the Warriors are getting ready to play, sometimes, I know what time tip-off is, right? Let's even say Steelers for Coach Ron, when it's getting ready to be kickoff, and I know what time it is. Sometimes, it's an hour before, I can go wash clothes, I can do the dishes, and I can do some other things and get ready. But then you may look up and be like, oh, it's game time. It's time to go. And you drop, hear me in the spirit, you drop what you're doing to go get in position to do what you have to do. And so it really, my heart's cry is really getting people to understand to get back to what they have to do, to leave what they have been distracted with, and move forward into getting back to what they're called to do so that they can fulfill their assignment and go back to not burying their talent, not burying their call, and then looking back and regretting it and saying, oh my goodness, I'm 90 or I'm 80 or whatever the age is, and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I have 4 books in me and I didn't write them. Why? What were our excuses? What were the reasons? What was your emotion that paralyzed you and kept you in a place where you didn't do it and didn't move? And so, as you can tell, that's my passion. But anyway, that's my piece.
I'm gonna say this: it's not by happenstance that you picked today as opposed to some of the other days we had on the table, because everybody that's on this platform is surrounded by everything you just spoke with. You are surrounded by everyone that speaks that language of purpose, planning. Everybody. I mean, everybody that's on this stage right now, you are so surrounded by that. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. I don't know what you got up for 2022 this year, but next year this time. But you definitely. Yeah. You were speaking to Mr. Felix, man of vision, man.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead. What is it that you would bring to the table based off of what you
Really just sharing with people the importance of, as I always do, coming into the realization of who you really are. Because oftentimes we have a glimpse of who we are, but then there's 3 different levels to who we are. Much like the word talks about, we serve the one who was, who is, and is to come. And many of us are paralyzed by what we used to do, much like a lot of people that are in la la land, still looking at trophies that they won when they were in junior high school. But now you graduated to the big leagues and you're still talking about what you used to do. And the climate and everything in life has changed. And then much like then we have to come to grips with who we are right now, because oftentimes we can't even see how powerful we are. And one of the things that I tell leaders all over the world is that you are more powerful than you know. The Bible talks about the prodigal son, and it gives 6 words. It says, and when he came to himself. And sometimes we're looking at ourselves through the wrong lenses. And many times we have the wrong mirrors around us. Many times, much like going to a carnival and you're in this carnival and people are telling you that you're too big, when in actuality, you haven't grown into that space that they're trying to tell you that you're already in. And so you get out there and you look crazy. And then you have mirrors around you that's telling you that you're too small, much like in that carnival house. You walking around and you got these mirrors telling you that you're small, so they want you to shrink. And oftentimes these individuals are trying to manipulate you from what they can get from you because they know how great you are. And one of the things that I'm purpose to do is to really teach powerful people just how powerful they are and understand. I shared this a couple of weeks ago. I think it was in Christian platform that your purpose is found in phases. There are times that we have to realize that we can't do this stuff alone. I'm a fire starter. I know that people come into my life, my assignment in the life of the people that come in touch with me and come in contact with me, my assignment is to set that flame on fire so that you can go off to the next coach. I may be the person that's in high school, that coach that's in high school that's going to light that flame and let you know that you can play on the collegiate level. So you need to dominate your distractions. But I may not be the end all be all, and I'm okay with that. But I understand that my assignment is to really help you get your fight started and also to believe big again, because life happens to us all. Life punches us all in the face. But what happens when you lose the game? What happens when your shot is off? You need that coach that's outside of the head coach, which is Pastor Run. You need those assistant coaches, and my assignment is to serve as an assistant coach to uphold your arms and your vision concerning game time, and to let the people while you may be on the bench. My assignment is to tell you, you know what, coach was right. My assignment is to tell you, you know, your shot was off. My assignment is to tell you, you know, that's not your spot. You're trying to shoot into a spot, you know, that's not your game. So my assignment is to help you dominate distractions in that arena. And also my assignment is to help you to get your K cup, to understand, as we say all the time, understand the language of your new level. You may understand the language of the game, but as G Money talked about earlier, there's some business that you have to handle. So you need to understand financial, you need to understand how to flow in the finances. You need to understand how to have your systems together, as Krisha alluded to, because when you get off the court, they're going to be contracts that you need to sign. You're going to need to be able to understand the language off of that. Otherwise, you won't be endorsed like these other players are being endorsed. And I'm gonna leave that one alone. But that's my purpose for coming on for Game Time. I'm excited. I'm really excited because I'm that coach in the locker room that's going to give you that pep talk while coach is over there drawing up the game plan so that everybody can get hyped. And as always, we tell them to wake your successful self up.
Wow, man, y'all gem dropping, man. Y'all gonna have anything in the tank next week or 2 weeks from now? Y'all gonna have something in the tank?
I'm cock locked and ready to rock. I'm waiting for the next 2 weeks. I'm ready.
Woo, boy. Wow. So you really went into a perfect segue. I'm gonna actually give it back to you in just a second, Felix. One of the questions I was gonna ask is, what would you say to someone? They ran all the plays. They're down to the last inning. They run everything. They reached the last inning. They ran all the plays that they had in their playbook, but it still seems like they're losing. It still feel like they're playing from behind. I mean, because sometimes in games the plays look good in practice. I mean, you
Right.
executing the plays to a T in practice, but you get into the game, you jumping off sides, you holding, or you may miss all your shots. You didn't put in all the work, but it just seems like, man, this everything we run, we're just losing. What do you tell that person?
Well, you got to learn how to trust the people that are around you. Trust is going to be a major factor when it comes to entrepreneurship and when it comes to business in general. I always tell people, I think the biggest mistake that most people, and particularly entrepreneurs, make is the fact that you think that you can do it all yourself. You may start off doing it all yourself, but you're going to have to learn how to leverage up, and you're going to have to learn how to make proper investments in the people who can do what you can possibly do yourself. But your time is your most precious commodity. I say this all the time. My gift is free. My time ain't. And so I had to do an analysis of my time and how much I generally charge per hour. And if I'm working on something that's going to cost me an hour, I'm looking at how much money I done lost. And so I always tell people, you got to learn how to trust people because you can't give birth to that vision. You can't cut the umbilical cord. You can't sew yourself back up. Take the baby over there into the little lane and wipe the baby off, then take the baby to the nursery and come back and just jump up off that table. You're going to have to learn how to trust people. You may have to get a financial coach. You may have to get somebody that's going to teach you. And true enough, I've talked to G Money and I've talked to Christian. I even hired Christian to help me write a course, truth be told, because I know what I know and I know what I don't know. And so I surround myself with people who know what I don't know. I pay them well so that I can know what I don't know. And it's okay to be able to say, I don't know this. And this is why corporations have individuals that serve as CEO that's good at one thing, and that's raising money. This is the reason why they have people that are good at marketing, because you may be good at raising money, but you may be a poor salesperson. You can't sell a lick. You can't sell your product a lick. So you're going to have to hire somebody to do that. Learn how to trust people. That's the number one thing I would tell people to do. Learn how to trust the voices that are around you and let people help you.
Wow, man. Let me see. I'm sorry. I keep looking at the calendar, making sure I ain't on that September 11th date. Yeah, I keep looking at the calendar over there. I'm like, G Money, what you got, man? What would you tell that person?
Man, that's a hard one to follow right there. Wow, so many things that Felix said, fits into what my past used to be. And one thing that I tell people is that, your past is what pays for your future. Because the things that you go through in your past, if you leverage it right, it'll pay for your future. So the future house, the future cars, the future vacation, the future summer home, the future winter home, your past has to be able to build that so that your value in the future is much more higher. A lot of people don't want to go through the storm, so they live in the past, even in their future. There's people right now that are living in 10 years ago. There's some of y'all that haven't left 2012 because in 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21, you said it was going to be your year, but you're still doing everything you did in 2015. So a lot of times you let 6 years go by where you let 1 year turn into 60 some odd months because you refuse to look back and go through the past. Until you go through the past, your value for the future is not going to be set. Because if you were worth $20 in 2015 and you're still doing the same thing in 2021, even though inflation's took place, You wonder why you're not making enough money is because you haven't done anything different to set your value in the marketplace for it. So it's really just teaching people how to go through that storm when it comes. You know, anytime you're going through persecution, my mentor told me this, when you go through persecution, there's a promotion at the end, but you can't get the promotion until you go through persecution. A lot of times y'all are sitting in these facilities and these corporate offices and places like that, and you're wondering why you got so much time, you got so much value, you got so much knowledge, but you should be in the 10th floor and you working in the basement. You got to go through that persecution phase so that you can actually get that promotion at the end. Everybody wants to get the promotion, but no one wants to do the work. And this is why people are getting paid for doing less work, because you're making less money by doing less of the work. But what you have to understand is when you finally do get that promotion, there's more work waiting for you. So if you don't want to do the little bit of work that's right here, you ain't ready for the work that's up here.
Wow. See, this is what I heard, man. A couple of things you alluded to that made my baby leap. One of the things you talked about, you know, doing the same thing in 2020, 2015 and still getting those same results in 2021 or whatever. I usually tell people, especially when it comes to New Year's, a lot of people make these New Year's resolutions and they keep saying, well, next year in January 1st, I'm going to go ahead and change and I'm going to start doing X, Y, and Z January 1st. And I'm like, well, why you got to wait? And again, this was me. I used to be that person. Wait till January 1st. I'm going to still ball out. I'm going to still have these jacked up behaviors all the rest of that year. And then January 1st. And this is what the Holy Spirit convicted me. He didn't mess around and rebuke me in such a cute way. He said, son, why wait until January 1st to change your behavior? He said, you're trying to tell me you're trying to process and change 30, or at that time, it was 40 years worth of behaviors. Well, I just told myself, you're just about to change 40 years worth of behaviors and you're going to do it all in one day. He said, son, do you know the difference between, at that time, 2019 and 2020? 1 second. The difference is 1 second. At 11:59, you're in 2019. 11:59 and 59 seconds, you're at 12 midnight. 1 second separates. In other words, you're trying to take 40 years worth of behaviors, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 60 years worth of behaviors and change it in 1 second. No, it's a process. And so in order to get from the prophetic to the promise, we must be willing to go through the process. and so we get that prophetic word. We want to walk in that promise, but we want to skip the steps of going through the process. And even when on my weight loss journey, one of the things the doctor will say, you don't want to lose it too quick because you'll gain it back in more. Trust me, ask me how I know. I got the bigger shirts in the closet to prove it. And so the thing is, we have to change the behaviors immediately and start working the process. So I'm gonna go down to Trinidad. What you got? What you got for me? What you got for me, Crystal?
Well, I am here sitting like, are we in the conference already? Because this is so good. I'm like, I have to go back and make some notes because this has been so good to me. What I would say is you have to put yourself in uncomfortable environments. Many of us, we like the comfort zone because what you would realize about playing any game, you have to revisit the plays. So you have to go back to the play. So even if you got the play and you said, you know what, I did everything that I wrote in the initial play, you always have to revisit the play to see what's working and what's not working. And sometimes this is a part we don't like to hear. You have to pay for access. One of the things that my coach always tells me, he says, Krisha, every dollar amount has a mindset. So if I want to get into a new place, I have to put myself in a different environment where I am challenged and it's going to be uncomfortable, but that is for me to move to that next level. I think G Money spoke about mindset and being sub and being below. If I am around everyone that's on my level and I am the smartest one in my circle, guess what? I have a lid. I'm never going to go past that lid because I'm not in an uncomfortable environment. So I would say to that person who says, you know what? I ran all the plays and it seems like it's not working. You need to get into a new environment that stretches you. Because you know what? Maybe you're playing too small on that level and you need some other skill to move you to that next level. And that skill comes from deliberately putting yourself in environments like these. And guess what? You have to pay for access. I don't know why we scroll past our answers every single day. God help me. God, I need a miracle. And then you see, boom, G-Money, $97. Learn how to create a digital course. Boom, Mr. Felix, get a wisdom session. And you know what you do? You scroll past it and you go back and you pray and you don't put yourself in an uncomfortable environment and paying for access. Listen, this is an investment to get you in an environment, in a new room with new mindsets to change your lid so that you can revisit the plays and finally win the game.
Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I did have a couple other questions, but man, y'all dropping too many gems for free. I'm just gonna tell y'all that right now. You all are dropping too many gems for free. And one thing I say about my brother Felix, he's big on not allowing too many people to pimp his oil. And so I am not going to allow y'all. I'm going to stop the questions right there. I just got one question. We're about to go ahead and just land this plane because I want to be respectful of you all's time as well. And I'm gonna start with you, Felix. Why should people come to Game Time? What you were a part of it last year. You seen what happened last year, and so here we are in our new season. Why would you tell somebody to come to Game Time the new season this year?
Well, I always I want to pick it back off of what Chris said because
I knew it.
She just made something in me just rise up. It was because you always say, you hear me, my gift is free, my time ain't. But you have to understand that the soil don't need the seed needs the soil. And this is what people need to understand, that we already have what it takes to produce. And so I don't need what I already got. And so I think that a lot of people need to make and then when I say I don't need what I already got, G Money already has the systems that's necessary to show you how to monetize everything. Krisha already has the proof and the fruit. You already have the fruit, Pastor Run. Listen, Lisa, you already have the fruit to be able to produce it. And so we don't need to already try to get fruit. We already have the fruit. And I'm going to use double negatives right now. I already got fruit, so I don't need to get what I already got. I think people need to come to Game Time, not because, and not look at Game Time and ask the question, is it worth it? But you need to come to Game Time and you need to say to yourself, I'm worth it. When people go to watch professionals play football, professionals play basketball, or whatever the case may be, you're going with the expectancy that your team is going to win. And so you are a part of your team and you're making an investment, not just into yourself, but when you make an investment, you're making an investment into every single player that is on that field. And so you need to look at yourself and say, no, I don't believe that it's worth it, because it is, but you need to look at it from the sense of, I'm worth it. And I need to get my level. I need to get my game right. I need to get my finances right. And listen to me. I believe this with all of my heart, that simplicity breeds prosperity. And you may not need the technical terms that you think you need. Sometimes you just may need that one little nugget or that one little gem that's going to take you over the hurdle, just to shift that mindset that Christian talked about. That's what I believe people need to come to Game Time.
Wow. That was good, man. Thank you so much, man.
You're welcome.
Thank you for saying yes. And I know you have to, you got some things coming up. So thank you so much, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Love you as well.
Love you, man. We'll see you 2 weeks, man.
All right. I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Blessings and favor to you, Pastor.
All right, my brother. Be blessed. Love you.
Blessings.
G Money, you were a part of it last year. You rocked out with us last year. What would you tell somebody why they need to come to Game Time this year?
Well, the first thing, I wouldn't convince them why they should come, because they need to be here. The thing that I would ask them is, are you tired of sitting on the sidelines? Are you tired of sitting on the sidelines, right? Are you tired of not getting subbed into the game? Are you tired of not being picked up on a 3-on-3 on the court whenever someone's willing to go with two players because they don't want to go with the third because they don't know if you got any skills? Are you tired of someone else setting your value, and are you just tired? At some point, you got to be tired of being where you are. And the thing about it is that a lot of times we always say the best seat for a football game or a basketball game is in the house, but a celebrity will tell you the best seat is on the court. So the thing is that, you know, if you really want the best seat in the house and you're capable of doing that, do you want to continue to sit on the couch and wait on the court to drop off your baby? Or do you want to come on the court and birth it right there on the floor? So my thing is that if people really want to go to the next level, you've got to go and speak and seek the wisdom of those that have already been on that level, that have gone to the other levels. People from all over the world used to come to Solomon for wisdom. You see what I'm saying? They heard about him. We heard about Sheba. She brought him 1 ton of gold, not a figurative term, literally weighed, packaged 1 ton just to sit at his feet. That's wisdom. Wisdom breeds wisdom. When you're able to go and capture wisdom from someone, that wisdom gets transferred to you. It's breeded. But until you can get to that place, you're never going to get to that level. My thing is that if you're really tired, if you're really exhausted, if you're really ready to go to the next level, this is where you need to be. If you feel that, hey, I'm tired of where I'm at, but I can keep going. I'm tired of fighting this every day, but I'm willing to fight more. Stay at home. But the thing is that if you're ready to go to the next level and you're ready to get in here and fight back, it's time to go in and it's time to get started and it's game time. So that's what I would tell people. This is where they need to be and this is where you got to get going. So I'll leave it at that.
Cool. Before I come to Lisa and Krisha, just quick commercial break. I know you all are saying, man, we get so many dope gems up in this room. We're on Clubhouse as well. I forgot to tell y'all that, but we are on Clubhouse as well. I forgot. And here's the thing. I almost forgot to go live on Clubhouse. I completely forgot it last week. So they're catching some of these gems as well. And so quick commercial break. You know, people may be saying, well, how do I get down? Well, how do I get down with this? Well, I'm so glad you asked. You can go to the website for those that are here online with us. You can go to the website, www.gametimeministries.com, gametimeministries.com. You can sign up now. Last week I got rebuked with the rates, so there's no discount. If y'all didn't take advantage of it last week or none of these other dates prior, that's out the window, because y'all got gems today for free, for free. Somebody for free. Y'all lives were shifted today for free. But you can go to www.gametimeministries.com, sign up and register for Game Time. For those that's on Clubhouse, you can go to the link on my Instagram bio, and you can go to the little link tree thing and sign up for that, man, for Game Time. You can't miss this. You don't want to miss this. I'm just going to tell y'all this. What you all are getting today, you may be saying, well, why do I got to invest for a couple hours, to a couple, here's some individuals for a few moments or whatever. It's not that you're getting their 30 minutes or 45 minutes worth of information. You're getting their life of experiences rolled all up in one that you're investing in yourself. And the question is, are you worth it? Do you see yourself as worth it? Do you see yourself worth being invested to? We spend our money on the Louis, we spend it on the Gucci, we flash it all, we get the J's, $200 and $300 worth of J's or whatever. And I'm not knocking that one bit. But here's the thing: what they're giving you, what we're releasing, are ways that you can go ahead and shift and change your life. One of the things, a mantra that I just adopted, Krisha, was, if you're not thinking legacy, you're thinking too late. If you're not thinking legacy, and that, when God rocked me with that about a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, that I've adopted, and it came from a question that I was asked, and that's when it hit me. I said, God, at that moment, said, you got to change your thinking, because if you're just thinking in the moment, man, you're light years behind. But if you're thinking legacy, if you're not thinking legacy, you're thinking too late. And so this is where you get those gems at, being in the locker room. You can go to the website, www.gametimeministries.com, or for those that are on Clubhouse, you can go to the IG page under my link tree and connect there. You need to be in this room. So we're going to go ahead and turn it back over to Lisa. Lisa, and I'm coming to you because I know when we asked you to do it, when we asked you to do, I'm just picking on you, Lisa. When we asked you to do it, you had that look like, what do I do? What do I do? So my question to you, Lisa, is this: why should people come to Game Time?
You know what? It's so funny. God is so good. And he just can, Mr. George Pitts, the very things that he was saying God had given me yesterday, just concerning this question. And I thought about, probably not going to say it as nice as he did because I'm so passionate about it. But this is what I heard. It's time. And for those of you all who are on the fence about should I go or should I not or whatever, you're tired. So, okay, so we're just going to take a look in the mirror moment. Okay, you're tired and you're frustrated. And some of you are about to give up on the very thing that you are called to do. And Coach Ron knows it because he's experienced it. That's why God gave him this assignment, Game Time. Okay. And we know it because we've journeyed down this road. So we know what you're feeling. We know what you're why you're procrastinating and all we know it. And if you have made up your mind, in your mind, this 9th month of the year, we're not even going to go sidebar and talk about how it's a birthing month. We're not even going to go there because I know Coach Ron will be like, see, Lisa, I knew you was going to bring. But I'm just telling you, it's the 9th month of the year. And you are done with being in the stands, being on the sideline, and dealing with the mentality, then you want to be at this conference. It is time to move. You're prepared, but you're not in. You're not, but you're in, and you're trying to give up. You want to be free from what's holding you back. You see yourself making the shot. You see yourself in the end zone, yet you're being tackled, and your mind is being held up, and you can't move. If that's you, okay, for everybody who's watching this, whether it be the replay or not, if that's you, then you want to be in a seat at this conference. You want to be stayed because why? You're going to get your marching orders. You're going to find out how to get out of that place in your mind and your emotions that have kept you from fulfilling the thing that you want to do. And so I believe in my heart that Coach Ron has the playbook. God gave him the playbook. And guess what? He built his team. And you saw his team last week, and you've seen his team members this year. And they're the ones who are standing on the sideline helping him this year. They're going to give you strategies for success. And Coach Ron has that. And so this is the thing I'm going to leave you all with. Okay, I got to have the scripture. I'm sorry. 1 Kings 18 and 43 through 46. Don't laugh. Then Elijah said to his servant, go and look toward the sea. The servant went and looked, and he said, I see nothing. Elijah told him to go and what? Look again. This happened 7 times. The 7th time, the servant said, I see a small cloud. I see a small cloud. So at first he didn't see anything. But then when his mentor said, go look again. Oh, okay. Okay, now I see. Now, okay, I see something's rising up. And just like the other one with Elijah and Elisha, and when the servant went to the window, what do you see? Oh, I see the armies. They're coming after us. They're attacking us. And he said, God, open his eyes that he may see. And so when he went back, he said, what do you see now? Oh, I see the armies of the Lord rising above that, and we're not going to lose. And so that is my empowerment and my encouragement to everyone who has yet to register for the conference. I just believe in my heart that these speakers, from Coach Ron to all the speakers you heard last week and this week, they are going to shift your life into success.
Wow. You dropping gems, Lisa. You dropping gems. And I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. Now I'm coming to I saved Krisha for last for this one. Because she changed the whole dynamics of the conference when she said yes. Before it was just initially the Game Time Conference, the new season. But when you said yes, I'll never forget. Rhonda, she hit me up. She was like, Pastor, you got to change the name of this thing. I said, to what? What you talking about? She said, well, Christians in Trinidad. That just changed the whole landscape of your conference. She said, this is global now. So this thing just went from Game Time Conference into a new seat. It shifted into a new season of it's global. So it's Game Time Global Conference, and I'm excited about it. So, Krisha, why do you think they need to come? What would you say to those individuals that are like sitting on edge, like, do I go? Do I go? What would you say to the reason why they need to be?
Well, I think Lisa said it all. She had me excited. I'm ready, right? And I think today and even last week, they've seen the team. I don't think anyone needs convincing of the value that this conference brings. It's so amazing to see, Pastor Ron, how you have leveraged your relationships and hearing the voice of God to put together this amazing team. If we think about the collective wisdom of all of the coaches that you have pulled together for this team. I mean, the conference is way below the wisdom of the collective that you've brought together. And, more is caught than taught. So you just want to make sure that you are in the room, make sure that you are in the environment. If you had to pay, if we think about all of these coaches on their own, like, my goodness, the fact that you can stand on the shoulders of Pastor Ron, who has been able to put together this amazing conference with this information. Listen, you need to, they should already be right now, Pastor Ron, on the website getting their ticket, because the wisdom is evident, the results is evident. As Mr. Felix said, we all have fruits and we want to help you to get to that next level. So it's game time and it's global. So get your ticket.
That's what's up, man. Wow. This is a squad, man, that God has blessed me with, man, to be around. And I'm so excited about what is what to come and what's coming up for this upcoming year. And I thank each one of our speakers that are coming. For those that came today, Felix Anderson, Mr. George Pitts, Lisa Arnett, Krisha Bowen, my pastors, William and Donna Porter, as well as David D1 Gibson, as well as, who am I missing? I'm missing one more person, Tina Moore Global. I'm excited about each and every one of you all, for your yes. Thank you all so much for saying yes. I'm truly excited. And guys, this is it right here. You can't miss this event. You can't miss this opportunity. We are literally 2 weeks away. 2 weeks. 2 weeks away. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, man. We should be, let me see, 4:07 right now, looking at the calendar. I mean, looking at the list of where we're at. We should be wrapping up. We should literally be wrapping up, closing out next week around this time, or 2 weeks from now around this time. And I'm excited that lives are being changed as a result of you all saying yes. I am so excited. I can't wait for this opportunity, man, for our game time experience. If you have not registered, if you have not signed up, I encourage you all to do so. www.GameTimeMinistries.com. Again, that's www.GameTimeMinistries.com, or you can go to our profile on our IG page and connect with us there. But this is about to be a game-changing, life-changing experience, and I can't wait to be connected and to be in the room. My pastors will kick it off that Friday night, and we'll have the rest of our dope speakers, entrepreneurs, George Pitts, Felix Anderson, Krisha Bowen, Lisa Arnett, Tina Moore Global, David D1 Gibson, and guess who else will be in the building? Because I ain't said much about him. Your boy gonna be up in the building. Myself, Ron Pitts, Coach Ron will be in the building, and I can't wait to help activate you for your purpose and also your new level. God has actually given me a word today. He's given me a word today that we are going to release at the conference. Man, y'all are going to catch it first. He's giving me the word today for the conference that's going to help push you into your 2022 and to help close out your 2021 if you grab a hold of it. So you all need to be in the room. And so I can't wait. I'm excited. The team is excited. Everybody's excited, man. And so we got a couple features that we want to go ahead and feature as well. My nephew dropped something. I can't wait to have him to release what he has and what he's brought to the table to help Game Time go to the next level. So, I'm out, man. I'm your man, Coach Ron Pitts. Make sure you get into the room, register. So if you all received the words that we released on today, you just know you've been stretched, you've been enlarged, you've been empowered, and you all been activated for Game Time. I'll see you September 10th and 11th in the Game Time locker room. I'm your man, Coach Ron. I am out.